Welcome to the Imperial Brickz YouTube channel. It's Nixter here, and in this series, I'm going to be collecting all of the characters or minifigures featured in LEGO Batman 1. Now, of course, the display we're looking at here is full of LEGO Star Wars The Complete Saga minifigures, and this is just what I hope the LEGO Batman display will look like in the near future. Of course, if you want one of these minifigure displays for yourself, you can find a link in the description below. Before we start looking at minifigures, I have this wonderful piece of artwork that I made probably back in, 2009, whenever the LEGO Penguin submarine set came out. And I thought I was an artist and made this. But this is just so you can see that I was there back in the day, and this is something that I've wanted to do for a very, very long time. The last thing I want to say before we start looking at LEGO Batman minifigures is that in no way will this series be replacing the LEGO Star Wars The Complete Saga minifigure collection series. This is just something else that's going to help generate more content for the channel, and I think it's something that people are going to be interested. So if it continues to do well, we will continue to get more and more Batman figures. For the time being, we're just going to be sticking with the characters that you see in the console versions of the video game. With that being said, the first character that we're going to be adding to our LEGO Batman 1 collection is the Freeze Girl that I have right here, and I cannot remember off the top of my head who made this minifigure. I'll put it on the screen, but I bought it secondhand from somebody who DM'd me on Instagram and was just trying to get rid of these guys. But this is, again, the Freeze Girl. It is fully pad printed. This is an official LEGO hood. This is used on like the Han Solo, for example, but we've got a custom printed torso with a belt print. There we go. So now you can see the belt print. It's a white belt with a silver belt buckle, and we've got a kind of like the Padme lips with some eyelashes kind of coming through the mask on the face print. And these are apparently based off of some kind of Mr. Freeze henchmen or henchwomen that are seen in a cartoon series. This is what they look like in the cartoon, and you can see that this pretty closely resembles them in a LEGO minifigure form. The next minifigure we're looking at here is very closely related to the one we just looked at, and this is obviously a red Mr. Freeze girl. I think this is one of the Penguin's henchmen or henchwomen again. But you can see it's just the same exact thing, but in red. And this is seen in one of the Penguin levels instead of the Freeze levels. But you can see we've got a really nice pad printed hood. Unfortunately, the camera decides to keep going out of focus. But what I want to point out is even though this is a custom printed hood, the kind of fur around the edge there actually looks nicer. The quality of the print at least looks nicer and more opaque than the official LEGO one, which I think is funny to point out because you'd think the LEGO one is the nicer one. And what's even more interesting is that this is actually a painted version of the LEGO one. So not only did they start out with the same item, but they had to paint the whole hood red, which I think looks actually really good for having been painted. And then they painted the fur on top. Of course, we do have the same style of head print underneath. And again, the kind of Padme lips with a white belt and a silver belt buckle. And as far as displaying these minifigures goes, I do not have a dedicated wall-mounted display for them yet, but this was supposed to be an extra toggle character, so it's probably going to go kind of in a different row or something from the other characters that are part of the actual main display or the playable characters. The third and final character we're going to be looking at in today's video is the Zoo Sweeper. Not zookeeper, zoo sweeper, like with a broom. And what I could not figure or seem to understand was whether or not this guy is supposed to be tan or in sand green. I did, within the last year, 100% this game, but it was on a PC. I bought the game for PC, and I no longer have access to that computer. And so I cannot check if it's just the character icon is in the sand or tan LEGO color, and it turns the character sand green once you start playing as the character, or if this is just a different NPC that is found in a different level, maybe one of the Poison Ivy levels, that makes him have the sand green for his uniform. The outfit that he has is dark green pants, sand green shirt with a white undershirt. The print for that is a little bit faded towards the top, but that's okay for now. We've got some buttons and a collar with buttons all the way down the shirt, and we've got a hat which is also painted. Worth noting, Unfortunately, it's not molded in the sand green color. And you can see we've actually got what I believe is a custom printed face for this minifigure. So another really nice looking pad printed minifigure that hopefully somebody in the comments will be able to tell me if this is supposed to be part of the playable characters or if this is going to end up going with the red freeze girl and be in the kind of extra toggle section of the display. I have a lot of room in my LEGO Star Wars The Complete Saga extra toggle display, so I did the math and I do actually have enough space to fit, I believe, all of the LEGO Batman 1 characters on those bottom 2 rows. So for the time being, we're going to be temporarily displaying / storing the LEGO Batman collection in these bottom 2 rows that you are looking at right here. First, we're going to add the Freeze Girl, and she's going to go there for now. This is all subject to change. None of this is going to be permanent because I'm going to be getting lots of minifigures in the near future. But there's the Red Freeze Girl as well, and we'll throw the Zoo Sweeper in this spot. All totally random, again, going to be changing when I get more minifigures for the LEGO Batman 1 collection. That's going to conclude this episode. Thank you so much for watching. Of course, if you enjoyed, be sure to leave a like, subscribe for more, and go check out ImperialBrickz.com for all your official LEGO Star Wars minifigure needs.